When you think of art, what usually comes to mind? Probably things like paintings in museums or sculptures beautifully carved in marble. Objects admired from a distance, protected, preserved, and priceless. But what if art isn't something you hang on a wall? What if it's something you wear, weave, cook, or even play? For many Native communities, art isn't separated from daily life. Breadwork, basketry, hide tanning, foodways, each carries generations of knowledge. These aren't just crafts, they are skills for survival. It takes meticulous work, paying close attention to every detail. When a basket is woven, it's not only a container. It's a story of place and celebration of ancestors. And when lacrosse is played, it's not just a game, it's a sacred tradition of healing and connection. But these arts are being threatened, with resources being depleted like the ash trees used in basket weaving and land reserved for native practices. This is something that stuck out to me as I was learning about basket weaving. For one, I had no idea how much time and intensive labor was needed to create these beautiful baskets. But furthermore, I had no idea their art was being threatened. The ash trees the Indigenous people use are dying very quickly by disease and insect infestation. We must fight to preserve and help these people and their art forms, or they might be lost forever. These art forms have also been acts of political resistance. Under colonization, Native traditions were banned and dismissed as primitive. Continuing to practice their art became a quiet, powerful defiance. This went on until finally the natives and their practices became protected in areas like reservations. We at St. Bonaventure are extremely lucky to have a reservation so close. It allows us as students to connect more in depth with the native culture and their art. We learn to appreciate the craftsmanship and effort that goes into their incredible creations. Their art has a profound connection to the land and the community, and it tells an incredible story. Compare their art to modern activist art, murals, installations, or performance pieces, which speak loudly in galleries and streets. Both forms carry messages of identity, justice, and reclamation. But where one uses the visual to provoke, the other uses tradition to endure. The generational use of the same techniques that have been passed down from ancestors is a way to speak loudly against the forces that seek to silence these tribes. Taking action against environmental degradation, systemic racism, and land disposition by showing others what they are proud of is what these native tribes are willing to do to make things right. That is what was so special about having the opportunity to see firsthand the art that can be done by these people. When we begin to call these practices art, we shift their place in the world. They move from the margins to the center, from craft to culture, from utility to expression. But we must be careful too. To appreciate these practices as art is not to remove them from their roots. It's to honor their makers, the ancestors, families, and communities who lived through them. Something changes when the art form also works. When art has a function, it lives. It's handled, repaired, remade. It doesn't sit behind glass, it participates in life. This doesn't diminish its beauty, it deepens it, reminding us that art and survival are intertwined. So what counts as art? Maybe it's not about what we make, but why we make it and who it connects us to. Native art forms invite us to expand our sense of creativity, to see art not just as decoration, but as life itself. Art is survival, art is memory, art is every act that keeps a culture alive. Thank you for listening.